The idea seemed brilliant, sleep in a treehouse, in the actual jungle. What could possibly go wrong? I pictured myself a modern-day Tarzan, only with better dental hygiene and considerably less upper body strength. The brochure showed smiling people. They looked happy and not at all bitten. My life had become a bit beige. Too much routine. Not enough, well, peril, or monkeys for that matter. I needed a jolt, something to remind me I was alive. The jungle called. A very loud, slightly off-key call. So I packed a bag, mostly inappropriate things I later discovered. Too many books, for instance, not nearly enough insect repellent. My sense of adventure, however, was overflowing. It practically needed its own suitcase. The journey began normally enough. A big noisy airplane took off, the kind with far too many seats and not nearly enough legroom for anyone. Standard stuff, really, for modern travel. Then came a smaller plane. This one buzzed like an angry bee. It landed on a strip of grass. I think it was grass anyway. It might have been optimistic mud. Next, a jeep, or what was once a jeep, perhaps. Now it was more a collection of parts held together by sheer hope. And possibly some bits of string. The road was a suggestion. A series of bumps and deep holes, connected by even more bumps. My teeth rattled constantly. My fillings felt alarmingly loose. Then came the river crossing, a wide, brown, swirling river. Our transport? A long, narrow boat. It looked a bit like a canoe, a very tippy, unstable canoe. We moved slowly. And then there it was, through a sudden parting in the leaves, the treehouse, my destination. It wasn't exactly a palace, not a Disney fairy tale creation, certainly. It was rustic, extremely rustic, made of wood, lots of wood, perched high in a massive tree. It looked like a giant birdhouse for slightly bewildered, oversized humans. A series of ladders led up, ladders that seemed to sway gently, just a little bit, mind you, with each gust of wind. Or was that just my imagination? My knees felt wobbly already before I even started the climb. It's perfectly safe, our guide said. He grinned. I wasn't entirely convinced, but there was no turning back now. The climb was an adventure in itself. Each rung was a small personal victory. I tried very hard not to look down. Bad idea looking down. Very bad indeed. The world below seemed very far away. The jungle floor looked distant. The jungle wasn't quiet, not for a single moment, day or night. It was a constant, vibrant hum of life. My new neighbors were vocal, extremely vocal, in fact, birds I'd never seen before in my life. Flashes of brilliant, startling color. They darted through the trees all around, chattering and squawking loudly like they were discussing the new arrival. Monkeys were frequent, curious visitors. Little furry faces peered through the leaves. They leaped from branch to branch with incredible, breathtaking agility. Sometimes they'd sit on the railing, watching me with intense curiosity, as if I were the main exhibit, which, in a way, I suppose I was. A strange, pale creature in their world. They seemed rather amused by me. Insects, of course, were plentiful. Some were surprisingly beautiful. Butterflies with wings like stained glass. Others were less aesthetically pleasing. Large beetles that buzzed very loudly. Spiders that seemed to own their corners. I learned to coexist with them all. Mostly by giving them a wide berth and checking my shoes meticulously. Always check the shoes. A golden rule. At night, the sounds changed dramatically. Different creatures emerged from hiding. I heard rustlings in the leaves below. Nightfall in the jungle is an event. It doesn't creep in slowly, gradually. It descends like a heavy velvet curtain. One moment there is light, the next profound inky darkness. The stars, when visible through the canopy, were incredibly bright and numerous. Unpolluted by any city lights, they seemed so close up there, almost touchable. It was pure magic. Then the orchestra tunes up properly. The myriad night sounds begin their concert. Frogs croak in 1,000 different voices, a complex chorus of baritones and tenors. Insects chirp and buzz incessantly, creating a complex, layered rhythm. Cicadas add their relentless, piercing hum. It's not silence you experience, it's a rich tapestry of sound, a wild, untamed symphony, just for you. Sleeping was an adjustment, to say the least. The bed was comfortable enough, thankfully, a simple mattress under a mosquito net, but the sounds were so new, so pervasive and all-encompassing. Every creak of the wooden treehouse, every rustle in the leaves outside made me wonder, What was that? Was it big? Did it have sharp teeth? My imagination ran completely wild. Sometimes a sudden shriek would pierce the night, or a strange guttural call would echo. Daily life in the treehouse was simple, wonderfully simple. In actual fact, there was no television to distract, no internet connection to constantly check, no urgent emails demanding immediate attention. My phone had no signal whatsoever, which was a blessing, a true relief, a real honest-to-goodness blessing. My main tasks were watching and listening and just being present. Meals were an adventure in themselves. Food was prepared in a small kitchen area, or sometimes cooked over an open fire, down on the jungle ground below, then carefully, painstakingly carried up. Everything tasted better up there, fresher, more flavorful somehow, eaten with the jungle as a backdrop. Even simple rice and beans became a gourmet dining experience. The bathroom facilities were basic, let's call them eco-friendly, shall we? A composting toilet, which was interesting. A solar shower providing cool refreshment, with occasionally lukewarm water, if lucky. It was all part of the experience. It made me appreciate modern plumbing. Modern plumbing is a true marvel, truly, but there was a certain charm to showering with a panoramic view. There were small challenges, of course, keeping things dry and the constant humidity. One afternoon I was reading quietly, peacefully enjoying the jungle's calm, when a very large butterfly landed directly on my open book. It was enormous, truly spectacular. Its wings were iridescent, shimmering blue. It sat there for ages, unmoving, just fanning its magnificent wings slowly, as if it were reading along with me, or perhaps critiquing my taste in literature. Then there was the great banana heist. I'd left a bunch of bananas on the small table on the balcony. I turned my back for a minute, just one single minute, I swear. When I looked again, they were gone, vanished completely into thin air. A troop of monkeys was chattering guiltily. In a nearby tree, looking shifty, one had banana on its chin, mystery solved. Navigating the ladders at night, especially after a sudden rain shower, was always a bit of an adventure. The wooden rungs became very slippery. My flashlight beam danced around nervously, illuminating strange, shifting shadows. I moved very slowly, extremely carefully. Each step was deliberate and measured. I didn't fancy an unscheduled descent into the dark, unknown jungle below. And yes, there were bugs. Lots and lots of them, naturally. Waking up in the treehouse was special, truly special, in every conceivable way. The jungle mornings were often misty, a soft, ethereal white blanket draped delicately over the entire canopy. The world below was completely hidden. It felt like floating peacefully in a vast, silent sea of clouds. The air was cool and wonderfully fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the mist would slowly, gradually burn off, revealing the vibrant green world below, bit by bit, section by section, like a wonderful secret being unveiled. The first rays of golden sunlight would filter down through the leaves, creating dancing patterns on the wooden floor. It was a gentle, natural awakening, far from jarring, noisy alarm clocks. The sounds of the morning were different from the complex night symphony. Birds sang their hearts out with gusto, a joyful, exuberant, uplifting chorus. Howler monkeys might roar in the distance, their deep calls echoing for miles around. It was the jungle coming alive again, stretching and yawning contentedly, preparing itself for a brand new day. It felt full of hope and promise. I'd make coffee, or sometimes tea, and sit quietly on the balcony, just watching the world wake up slowly. Leaving the treehouse was difficult, more difficult than I had expected. I'd grown accustomed to the rhythm of the surrounding living jungle, the sounds, the sights, the smells, the unique feeling of being suspended between the solid earth and the vast sky. It had become a part of me. In a surprisingly short space of time, it felt like leaving an old friend. The journey back felt strangely different. The jeep ride seemed less bumpy now, or maybe I was just more resilient. The world outside the jungle seemed louder, sharper, more chaotic. I missed the green, comforting embrace, the constant, gentle hum of life. That had been my constant companion for those few precious, fleeting days. It was a stark, jarring contrast. What did I take away from it all? More than just a collection of photos and a few, quite many insect bites. I took away a deep sense of peace, a renewed, profound appreciation for the incredible natural world, for its breathtaking beauty, its complexity, its raw, untamed power, and its surprising, delicate fragility.